What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ryja, and here on this channel I'm sharing with you guys every aspect of my life. I'm putting my life out there for social media, for the internet and the world to see what I go through as I go through it, the things that I learn in life. My life is a movie. And I don't say that in a way like, oh, my life's so important or my life has so much more going on than anybody else's life, but it's just like, I've been through a lot at my young age at 33. I've experienced quite a lot of tragedy, triumph, just a plethora of things. I'm very, very broad and a well-rounded person. And so it brings me much pleasure to be able to allow other people to learn through my experiences and to be able to, just have a different perspective or view on life. So if you guys see me looking down, it's because I have some notes here. This video specifically today, I'm going to be talking about my experience with having gastric bypass surgery. The first thing I want to do is I want to show you guys my incisions, and then I want to kind of talk about just my experience from right after coming out of surgery, well, before surgery, the feelings that I felt, and kind of some of the things that I went through to get to the point where I could actually have my surgery. And then just some of the things that I've noticed and the changes that I've noticed in my body. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to give credit to whoever made this wonderful video back here in the background. Shout out to you. I'll put the link up here somewhere. Shout out to you for providing us with this magnificent springtime vibe. I got my lovely strawberry quartz here with me today because she is going to help empower this live. She is going to help this live reach the people who need to be reached, and she's just going to spread lots of love and joy and healing to everybody who needs it right now and everybody who's watching this video. First things first is I want to show you guys my incisions. This is kind of nerve-wracking for me. As you can see, I gotta stand up very slowly. I'm gonna move my little chair over and show you guys my incisions. So I have 5 incisions here, 1 at the top, 1 on each side, and 2 at the bottom near my belly button. Sometimes I have to take a deeper breath when I'm talking or take a moment. It's because it's difficult to talk. Breathing in general is a little more shallow for me. They gave me this handy dandy little tool at the hospital to help with that. So the idea, what they're gonna have you do is they're gonna have you suck in through this tube, and you're gonna need to keep this blue bead right here in between these arrows and bring this pump up as high as you can. This is the goal that I have set for myself. They did not give me one, but 1750 milliliters is where I put mine because I've been having trouble doing it. So I'm gonna give you guys an example of what they expect from you. Oh, we showing out for YouTube. We showing out for YouTube because normally I get it like right in this area, and 10 times an hour is what you're supposed to be doing with this thing. So let's talk about what happened at the hospital. This has been a long journey for me, you guys. I had a 2-month pushback. My original date was supposed to be January 24th. I caught COVID and I was not able to have surgery until March 28th. Today is the March 31st. So I'm 3 days post-op. But yeah, so all of that craziness happened, and I had to start I didn't have any type of accountability for those 2 months. I wasn't seeing my dietitian or nutritionist. I wasn't seeing my surgeon. I wasn't having those monthly appointments like I did to get to this space. So it was very difficult for me with my eating. But I pulled it together, and in my 2-week pre-op diet, I did what I needed to do. I stuck to my pre-op diet. It was difficult. It was not easy, and I'm letting you know right now that if I can do it, you can do it too. My sides are hurting as I'm sitting here talking to you guys, but we're gonna make it through this video. I started this process at 368 pounds, and I'm now weighing in today at 327 pounds. When I weighed in at the doctor on Monday morning, I was 334. So I've lost 7 pounds in 3 days. So when I arrived at the hospital, listen, when I tell you that I was so nervous, I was extremely nervous. I kept vomiting. The lady even asked me, did I have a cough? Because for some reason I was like coughing and I didn't have a cough. Like I haven't had a cough in a few weeks. So I don't know what that was about. It was just me trying to expel the nervousness. I was hella nervous. This is a life-changing experience, and yeah, it's just completely life-changing. I've never had any type of surgery before, so pain for me is not something that I've ever really had to deal with, like outside of me spraining my ankle. I calmed down about 45 minutes into being into the room. They came in, admitted me, I got undressed. I was able to start watching TV and stuff like that, and I slowly started to calm down. My surgeon came in and talked to me. The anesthesiologist came in and talked to me, which was a super cool experience because he did the first lung transplant in the state of Iowa. He was the first for some other things, and he was like the chief cardiac something or other. So I immediately started to feel safe because I knew that my doctors both were experienced, because my surgeon actually started the practice here in the Quad Cities. So he's done hundreds, I'm sure maybe even thousands, I don't know, but lots and lots of gastric bypass surgeries. My biggest fear was definitely the anesthesia though. Like, I don't know, for some reason I just kept having this feeling like, am I gonna be able to wake up for anesthesia? The only other time that I've had anesthesia was when I had the endoscopy done, and I did just fine with that. So I was just really in my head and psyching myself out, and I have paperwork that showed me the chances of anything bad happening to me were this small, and I still continue to freak out. So I say that to say, if you're worried about going into surgery, trust your medical team, give it to God, and you are going to be just fine. Straight out of surgery, I remember slowly waking up, my eyes slowly opening, and there were nurses above me. Somebody put an ice pack on my stomach. I remember being wheeled out into this open space where there was other people next to me, stretched out on beds, crying in pain, and I felt that pain, and I'm like, oh, like we're all like fish out of water. We're all laying here like gutted open. That's what it seemed like. The lady next to me was like moaning and groaning, and I just kept hearing my nurse say, Ryja, like trying to get my attention, and she's like, take some deep breaths for me, take some deep breaths. And then I remember them starting to administer medication and asking me where my pain level was every like 10 minutes. I believe I stayed in that area for a good 30 minutes. I'm not sure because I was so out of it. To my room, and the nurse came in to see me right away, administered pain medications, and I was out. I was sleeping. If there's anything that happened in that in-between time, I don't remember because I was so out of it, like I couldn't really stay awake like that. So I just do remember the pain in my abdomen was immense. It was immense, and once I got the pain medication, it dulled down the pain, but I still felt the pressure there. So that first day, not too long after I was there and I slept a little bit, they came in and gave me more medication. And I remember her saying she wanted me to get up around 2 o'clock to walk. And so I'm like, yeah, I need to, because y'all, on top of all of this, I started my menstrual cycle the same day, or that the night before. Was it Monday morning or the night before? I think Sunday night, and I had to go in Monday morning. I started my menstrual. So I'm menstrual at the same time while I'm having this abdominal pain. And I'm the type of girl that, like, my menstrual is not like super aggressive when it comes to pain. That first and second day though, I do be in pain, and I don't like taking medication, so I just let the shit ride out. But yeah, I couldn't tell the difference between the cramping and the pressure and the gas and everything. So I got up around 2 o'clock because nobody came in the room to help me. I called the CNA and was like, I gotta get up. It was going on 3 o'clock, and I'm like, I gotta get up. I gotta move around. I gotta clean myself up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm menstrual. Like, I need to take care of myself. So the CNA walked me. I did really well. I was kind of out of it, but I didn't tell them that, and I probably should have been honest, but I didn't fully tell them that I was still kind of loopy because I wanted to get up and walk. I didn't really feel a whole lot of gas moving around or do anything. It was just lots of pressure in my abdomen. And after that first walk, like, I really could feel the pressure, and like my insides have been cut up. I know this for sure now. So we come back to the room, and I lay down and I fall asleep, and I'm out for a little while, and then I wake up again and I'm in pain. Now, by now, they brought me a tray, and they give me like this tiny little cup. It was probably smaller than this, but well, it was probably about the same size. But they had put some Jello in it, and it was like at the very bottom, a little bit of Jello, an ounce of like broth that was absolutely disgusting. When I say absolutely disgusting, the broth was so nasty. And then a cup of about this size of some apple juice, and that was my dinner. That was what I was supposed to drink. I barely touched it. I was in so much pain that I was like, no, there's no way that I'm drinking anything right now. Like, they had two big like styrofoam cups, one with water, one with apple juice, that I was supposed to continue to keep trying to sip on and get my fluids in. And I'm like, there's no way I can do this. Like, it felt like my stomach was full up to here with gas pressure and liquid, and I felt like there's no way I can get anything down. Now, I had taken a couple of sips. I'm just having a little bit of pain, but I had taken a couple of sips, and those sips that I took, they just filled me up so quickly. So by sip, I'm gonna give you guys an example, because this is the cup that they give you in the hospital. It's just a little medicine cup. It's got 30 cc's, and those 30 cc's equal 1 ounce. So you're supposed to drink one of these every 15 minutes. So as you can see, I've already taken a drink out of this. This is my protein drink. So I would sip like this, and that's about it. So you see I drank half of what was in there. So about 4 to 5 sips from this is what I've been tolerating every 15 to 20 minutes. Sometimes every 30, I ain't gonna lie, because it's not easy getting it down, baby. Another thing is, immediately I noticed that I had no appetite whatsoever. In fact, the next morning when I woke up and I started to walk, officially like day 2 or day 1, I don't know how you guys do this. Is the day of surgery day 1 or the day after day 1? Because I'd say I'm 3 days post-op now. But anyways, so the next day after surgery, I woke up and the ladies were making coffee, and somebody had popped some popcorn, and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and the smell of the sweetness of the coffee and the creamer and the popcorn. It just made my stomach just like turn. And I'm just like, that's the first time that that's ever happened in my whole entire life, where the smell of food or just the essence of food makes me nauseous to my stomach. Like, I'd never experienced that before. So I knew it was definitely real when that happened. So yeah, that was definitely something new that I noticed. I didn't feel any gas movement for the first like 2 days. So the day after surgery, no movement. The next day, I started to feel some gas movement. I asked to be released from the hospital that next day, after I stayed the night, because that night was hell for me. They did not stay up on top of my pain management. I was administered medications when I called and asked for medications. It wasn't like they came in and said, okay, your gabapentin's due. Okay, I was on morphine, gabapentin, and then eventually they gave me the oxycodone, which was considered my breakthrough medication. Once I was in excruciating pain and crying. And you guys can see that on my Instagram. I recorded that. I was dying. Like, I felt like I was dying. I was in that much pain, seriously. So if you want to see that, it's on my Instagram. I felt like helpless because she was taking care of other people. I was constantly on my call light. And I have been a CNA prior to me going into the profession that I'm in now, or the career that I'm in now. I was a CNA for like 12 years. So I didn't want to be the person that's constantly on the call light. If the nurse says she's coming, she's coming. But it was taking her forever. From the time that I called when that pain started to the time that I finally got medication, it was 2 hours. And then they only brought me Tylenol. Eventually, I did get the oxycodone and I was out. And I fell asleep, and then the daytime nurse woke me up and was like, you need to get up and walk. And I'm thinking like, bitch, I was walking on my own yesterday. Then I was put through pain throughout the night, and now I'm asleep. I want to sleep, but whatever. So, yeah, they didn't manage my pain. So as soon as I tolerated some more liquids, got up and started walking, I wasn't so dizzy. Ooh. It's like, it feels like something is like coming up, or like something's stuck right here in my chest. But as soon as I was able to tolerate my liquids and I was peeing and all of that stuff, I'm like, I'm ready to go. So they discharged me. My aunt came and got me. I came home. Like I said, this is day 3. I still have no appetite. I don't feel the sensation of hunger. I don't feel like, oh my God, I'm starving. This isn't enough. I'm just annoyed by going between sweet and savory, sweet and broth. Like, everything's either sweet or it's broth. It's like there's different flavors to the sweetness, but the sweet just overpowers everything. What I have in here is I have some clear peach premier protein drink mixed with water, and then a scoop of my Isopure protein powder. I had 20 ounces in here because I went on an errand today, so I needed to have something with me, and I've been sipping on this. I also have my hydro jug, and the hydro jug keeps cold water. I've been sipping on this at night. This is what I keep with me next to my bed to sip on. And I noticed that the cold water does kind of cause me to have this like painful feeling at the top of my stomach. So I take a very little sip and I let it sit in my mouth because I need that cold. Like, it just does something. I feel extremely thirsty. So I need that. So I've been sipping on this nice and slow. I think I might try to take the ice out of it though tonight and just do that. The way that I'm keeping track of what I'm drinking in ounces is I'm pulling one of these cups out. I got a stack from the hospital. Then I'll take whatever protein drink I'm drinking, I'll pour it in, and then every 15 minutes I look at the clock and I will drink this. Within that 15-minute time frame, I give myself 15 minutes to digest it. So, and then when I'm done with one, I put it over to the side and then add another one. I've had to add my medications to these liquids. It's not great, but that medication you need. Since it's day 3, I've been trying to go longer without medication because I want to be completely off the medication. So yeah, that's that. Like I said, I haven't had an appetite at all. I'm not interested in it coming back. Actually, today was the first day that I smelled something and I was like, oh, that smells good. It was like somebody was baking some pizza or something in my building in the hallway, and it smelled good. Okay, so let's talk about walking. I covered how I sip my protein. So it's 2:14 now. So we're gonna do this together. And while I'm sipping, I just kind of listen to my body. Now that the pain has subsided, I can feel it going down. So in about another minute or two, I'll finish the rest of this, and then I'll wait that 15 minutes before I drink any more. Because just with drinking that, I feel like I can feel it sitting right there. I feel full. Whew. Let's talk about walking. Walking is essential. When I got home, I walked around the block with my girlfriend and my dog. And by the time I got back around to the steps, I was dead tired. I walked today. I went to Walmart and bought some cream of wheat and some yogurt for tomorrow because my diet advances tomorrow. And by the time I walked to the back of Walmart and back to the front into my car, my back was hurting, my shoulders was hurting, my neck was hurting, and I just felt like I needed to sit down. So you definitely got to listen to your body when it comes to walking. But in day 2, day 3 here, and this gas is like really, really passing, it's essential to walk. It's essential to kind of try to slowly, very, very slowly move wherever you're at, in your bed, on your couch. I have lots and lots of pillows for comfort. I have soft blankets for comfort. You really, really want to make sure you have a soft blanket because sometimes pillows can start to feel a little achy on the back, and if you throw a soft blanket over them, for me, that has helped me tremendously. There's another moment. So, let's just take the rest of this down. Now that's down. I can add that to my cup of accomplishments. So now at 2:30, I'll drink some more. But anyways, you guys can see it's 2:16. So anyways, yeah, so get up and walk as much as you can. Like in my place, I literally walk back and forth that way. We just moved in, so I still have things that need to be unpacked, but I'll walk back and forth just for 10 minutes to get some type of exercise in and to get things moving. The gas pain, it's painful, but it's not unbearable, and I guess everybody's different, so make sure you get up and walk. Another thing that I have experienced that I really, really want to touch base on is blood in my stool. Right away, I noticed that the first bowel movement that I had when I came home was completely liquid. It came out like kind of like forcefully, like a blowout type situation, and my whole entire bowl was full of blood. Naturally, at first, I was super alarmed, like, what the hell? Why am I bleeding out of my colon, like my rectum, like what's going on? And I called the on-call. He said that it's fairly normal. Then it happened 3 more times and about the same amount. So now I'm really worried. But what I noticed is that the blood was very dark. And anytime that I pass gas or have any type of gas movement through my rectum. It had a very, very foul smell that smelled like blood. And so I was worried. They encouraged me to keep my Apple Watch on and to check my pulse and just to monitor how I felt. There was no dizziness, there's no lethargy, anything like that. Obviously, I'm tired, but nothing like way out of the norm. And so today, I've had one bowel movement and there was very little blood there. So, and I noticed, like I said, when I wipe, that the blood is very, very dark. If it's bright red, if you're experiencing this and you're having bright red blood, I feel like you should call your on-call doctor anyways, just to make sure that you're okay, because every hospital or physician's office is going to do something different. But you really, really just need to pay attention to your body. But know that it's not abnormal for you to have blood in your stool, because I did, and I'm just fine. Also, another thing with the pillows is that I will use a pillow to put here on my abdomen and hold the pillow up close to my abdomen when I want to get up out of the bed. Or sometimes I have the urge to roll over onto my side, to lay on my side to give my back a break. And I'll push the pillow into my stomach, and that helps a lot with the pressure and the pain. So I've covered what I lost. What I've been drinking is zero sugar, Minute Maid, the lemonade, those juices. I've had apple juice, water, but lots of protein. I've been putting the Isopure protein in my my broth. You can't let the broth get too hot and put the Isopure in there, because if you let the broth get too hot and put the Isopure in there, the powder is going to it's gonna harden. It's gonna become very tough, and it's not gonna dissolve into the broth. So you need to make sure that the broth is very, very lukewarm, and then mix it in there. The hotter you make it, the more that Isopure is gonna crumble up, and you shouldn't be taking that in, especially while you're on a clear liquid diet, because any types of little particles is going to be harder for you to digest. So I have a chewable vitamin that I'm doing right now. I believe tomorrow I can start to crush up my pills and put them in my yogurt and stuff like that. As far as my other medications, I probably should have already been doing that, but it's hard enough getting the liquid down while putting medication or pills or vitamins in on top of it. So that's pretty much it. I would say that it's rough. It's rough starting out. You really have to listen to your body, and you really have to be aware of the changes that are going on with your body. Make sure that you take as much time off of work as you possibly can. I was shooting for 2 weeks when I first started preparing for this. It's the end of week 1, and I know I'm not going to be ready by week 2. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on that, probably on Instagram, because I don't think I'm going to make another YouTube video until April 12th, which is my first visit to the clinic. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I had asked, let's go on here and see if anybody put questions on Instagram, because I had asked if anybody had any questions to let me know under my post today. And no, I just have Rena dropping pounds says, I'm glad things are getting easier. You will be back to yourself in no time. So yeah, my Instagram is Pisces Pie _RNY. That's PISCES PIE_RNY. Like I said, I'll leave it in the description box. But yep, that's my Instagram. So for anybody who's interested in following my journey, you guys will probably get a lot more updates there, because it's like a daily thing. I'm new to learning how to edit and all of that stuff. And 30-minute videos. Let's see how we can edit this video to get it down some. But thank you guys for following my journey. Thank you for watching. I'm open to any and all questions. I'm not turning the comments off on any of my stuff, because I don't care about people being ignorant and saying ignorant things. It is what it is. So I'm here for you guys. I'm here because I needed someone like me to be present on these platforms when I was looking into this whole process and just trying to figure things out. So we finna do this. It's 2:23. I probably need to take a nap because I can feel my energy going. But yeah, so any questions you got, food, whatever it is, just let me know and follow my Instagram. I'll talk to you guys later, and thank you again so much for watching my channel.